Some movie scenes are so wild, you'd think Hollywood made them up. You know the ones, those edge-of-your-seat moments that leave you saying, no way that really happened. Well, guess what? Sometimes, truth is even wilder than fiction. History is chock full of stories so incredible, so powerful, they rival anything you'd see on the big screen. And every now and then, a filmmaker gets it right. They take those raw, unbelievable moments from the past and bring them to life on film. So buckle up, because today we're diving into the stories behind 3 movie scenes you won't believe actually happened. Get ready for a wild ride. Picture it, a hush falls over the crowd. William Wallace, Scotland's champion, hangs broken and bloodied, condemned by the English King Edward I. He'd rallied his people against tyranny, fought for their freedom. But even the bravest warriors can fall. As the executioner raises his sword, Wallace summons the last of his strength. His gaze sweeps across the square, meeting the eyes of his countrymen, and in that final, defiant breath, he roars a single word: freedom! It's a scene that sends chills down your spine, a testament to the unyielding human spirit. Mel Gibson's Braveheart, for all its historical inaccuracies, captures the essence of Wallace's struggle and the brutality he faced. But did that iconic cry of freedom ever really echo through the streets of London? Well, here's the thing. While William Wallace was indeed a real Scottish hero executed for treason in 1305, there's no historical record of him shouting freedom. The truth, however, is no less gruesome. Wallace endured a fate all too common for those deemed enemies of the crown. He was hanged, drawn, and quartered, a punishment so brutal it makes your stomach churn. After being hanged but cut down while still alive, his entrails were pulled out and burned before his eyes. He was then beheaded, and his body chopped into pieces, displayed throughout the land as a warning to other would-be rebels. Brutal? Absolutely. Historically accurate? Sadly, yes. While Braveheart may have taken some creative liberties, the film's depiction of medieval execution methods and the very real brutality faced by Wallace is a stark reminder of the price of defiance in those times. The New Mexico desert, July 16, 1945. A group of scientists huddle in a bunker, their faces illuminated by the eerie glow of instruments. The air crackles with tension, a palpable fear hanging heavy in the pre-dawn darkness. They're about to witness something never before seen by human eyes, the detonation of the world's first atomic bomb. In Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, that tension, that fear, is palpable. You can practically feel the weight of the world resting on their shoulders. Cillian Murphy, as J. Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb, embodies the moral struggle of a man who knows he's unleashing a power that could end civilization as we know it. As the countdown reaches 0, a blinding light engulfs the screen. A shockwave rips across the desert, flattening everything in its path. The ground itself seems to groan in protest. It's a scene that sends shivers down your spine, a stark reminder of the destructive power we hold in our hands. But here's the thing, that scene? It's not Hollywood exaggeration. The Trinity test, as it was called, really happened. And the fear those scientists felt, it was very, very real. They knew they were on the verge of something that could change the course of history, for better or for worse. Some even feared the explosion might ignite the atmosphere, incinerating the planet in an instant. Thankfully, that didn't happen. But the reality of the Trinity test was no less terrifying. The explosion was far more powerful than anyone had anticipated. It vaporized the steel tower holding the bomb and turned the desert sand into glass. The blast was felt hundreds of miles away, and the mushroom cloud soared over 40,000 feet into the air. Nolan's Oppenheimer captures not just the spectacle of that moment, but the profound moral and scientific implications that came with it. We all know the scene. The unsinkable Titanic, mortally wounded by an iceberg, tilts precariously in the icy waters of the North Atlantic. Panic grips the passengers as the once grand ship groans under the immense pressure. Then, it happens. The ship splits in two, the stern rising high into the air before plunging beneath the waves, taking over 1,500 souls with it. It's a heart-wrenching moment, seared into our collective memory thanks to James Cameron's epic film. But for decades, the idea of Titanic breaking in half was a subject of debate. Some survivors swore they saw it happen, while others, and even some investigators, dismissed it as an impossibility. Cameron, however, was determined to get it right. He pored over survivor testimonies, consulted with historians and marine engineers, and even dove to the wreck site himself to examine the wreckage firsthand. His meticulous research, combined with groundbreaking special effects, brought that tragic moment to life on screen with chilling realism. And you know what? Science eventually backed him up. In 1985, when Robert Ballard and his team finally located the Titanic's wreckage, they discovered that the ship had indeed broken apart as it sank, just as Cameron had depicted it. The two halves of the ship lay on the ocean floor, separated by almost 2,000 feet. The discovery confirmed what many survivors had claimed all along, and what Cameron had so powerfully portrayed in his film. The unsinkable Titanic met its end not in one dramatic plunge, but in an agonizing two-part demise. Sometimes truth really is stranger than fiction. Those scenes, those moments that leave us breathless, they're not just products of Hollywood magic. They're echoes of real events, of human triumphs and tragedies that have shaped our world. So the next time you're watching a movie and you find yourself questioning, could that really happen? Remember, history is full of surprises. It's a tapestry woven from the threads of countless stories, some grand, some tragic, all waiting to be discovered. Want more history behind your favorite films? Subscribe to Chronosphere and keep watching time unfold.